some stories are heard, others become legendary. Welcome to the Becoming Legendary podcast, hosted by Rita Valente, the visibility architect and the fame activator. Real stories, raw conversations, legendary impact.
Hello, everyone. Welcome of Becoming Legendary. And wait, okay, the little version of me. Oh, my name is Rita Valente. Sorry. The little version of me. It's so excited because me and my guests, we have a love, then we share, and I used to be the center of my life. And I'm so happy to have you here because I feel like I'm going to see two little girls talking about their favorite thing in life. Then we are going to tell what is. My dear Alicia, welcome. Welcome to Becoming Legendary, if you are not already legendary. What I'm talking about? How are you doing? Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. I'm Alicia VanderGriend,
Yes, fill the
and
gaps.
yeah, I am the founder of Cowgirl Life Co. And I'm a cowgirl coach. So I help cowgirls with their health and well-being and taking their idea of what that dream horse life is and making it reality. So whether it's building that business, getting out of the 9 to 5, working on health and wealth, it's really just like, what is your horse dream? Like, what is the dreamiest thing you can think of? And like, what does that horsewoman lifestyle really mean to you? Like, let's make that a reality. So that's what I help horsewomen with. And
Oh
yeah,
my
that's my
God.
business.
Oh my God. Today is a very emotional day for me. And talking about horses, I'm going to try to hold on this because this is
Okay.
very emotional for me. I adore horses. I used to, from my, so I grew up in Africa. I was born in Portugal. I grew up in a farm. So from my 10 years old until I was 18 or 19, my life was on the back of a horse.
Oh,
And I used to swim with my horses on the sea, and my personal life was going through hell, and I was just happy. And I'm going to try to not cry, but you will know what I mean. When you are on top of your horse and you both are one, and you can tie up your how do you say in English, tie up the reins,
rain. Yeah, you got it.
and spread your arms and feel the winds and the flow of the movement. There you are one, and your heartbeat is the same, and there is no expression of freedom or happiness than I ever did experience in my life. Then is the same in that moment.
Yeah.
So then I had a terrible boat accident with horses where I lost two of my favorite horses in a
Mhm.
big storm. Was I even don't speak about this. And since then, I did probably ride one time more. So I don't ride for a lot of years.
Yeah.
But for many years in my life, my dream life was to be on the back of my horse, whatever. And I had that thing that more difficult was the horse, more complicated, more. I remember one time, and I'm hijacking your podcast, but I remember one time I did love to ride the most difficult horses. And I'm not difficult, but you know what? With more spirit, right? I always made me boring when the horses were like really well behaved. Like I did like the complicated ones. And one time I did want to jump something, and and in 1 hour I fall 7 times on the mud. And on the last time, oh, and I jumped, so he left me, and I had jumped, and I still have my knee broke, like but I keep going. And on the end, we did jump together. What feels like a little bit pushy if I tell now, but that did format my character on the sense then it was about loving them, they love you, and as well learning what are you capable of. I'm very small, I'm not a tall woman. And I was riding this big British, like 2 meters
Yeah.
high. I don't know if it, but this big monster dogs, horses. So it's a pleasure for me. This is my monster introduction. I'm doing introduction. I could, when I realized what you did, I was, a part of my brain was so jealous because that in a previous lifetime, that was going to be my dream life. So now I will shut up and let my cats talk. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Please,
No, it is
please.
okay. I mean, literally, like what just happened here is exactly what happens every time I get on a call with a horsewoman. Like the first 5 or 10 minutes is just me listening to their story. And so
But this is a
I feel
podcast and you are the guest.
so honored. Like I feel so honored that I get to be the person that gets to listen to these stories because what you just shared is just so personal to you. And I'm the one that gets to listen to these. And I'm the one who does. I get to like help them build out what the next plan is, what the next dream is with their horses. And horses are so powerful and they change every aspect of our life, whether you are, you've had horses, you still have horses, or you're thinking about getting horses. Like they're just such powerful beings and they have the power to like bring such joy and also cause the greatest heartaches of your life. And like I have been in your shoes before where like I have a couple of horse accidents that I literally will not talk about to with people. And it's just like those losses are so incredibly hard to process and they're hard to share with people. But I can tell you from what I've heard from other women that you're not alone in this. And like that processing and that sharing does help. And um, this is literally like what my entire coaching business is
This is
based off
what I
of.
love in what I do. It's like I don't like to prepare any other thing, and then magical moments like this one happen.
Yeah.
And I'm living in the top of a mountain in Colombia,
Oh, wow.
really at top of a mountain. So I don't have a car, and I don't know in miles, but I think it's like the double more or less. So I need to walk like 8 miles to go to groceries and come back. And
Wow.
inclination is like 300 miles inclination.
Yeah.
So yeah, 300 miles of inclination. So you can believe then when I'm coming up, I'm thinking about how cool was to have a horse right now. And when I go down, I always cross for two paths where there is two horses, so for
Yeah.
two different ones. And one thing that I always do is like I always go and I buy carrots and I always, they know me already. I'm here for 1 week and a half. I lived here before,
Yeah.
but there is something so magical about people who love horses. We understand things that other people are who don't have the same connection with. There is
Yeah.
something so big and magical, and then we need to be so generous and so brave at the same time, because I don't know how you say in English, but many times, when they grab they start running and you lose the control on them. So you can
Yeah.
in any way, I don't know how you talk, how what is the word then you use in English, but the only way is trying to make them to do circles to calm down, like they
Yeah.
get scared or something. And it's
Yeah.
like what I do now, like do I jump? Do how I'm going to control? And it makes in special women, and I have that thing. women who ride horses, they have a special way to live life,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
I
Yeah.
don't, I feel it's like all like there is a certain spirit that you need to have, especially to do the things that I was watching you doing. Like that is a cowboy girl, literally. I was like just riding horses.
Yeah.
So you always did rides. Where starts this story?
Yeah. So I think I'll just pause for I will tell you about how I started, but I do want to say this is kind of my thought on women and horses is that we show up every morning and we look in the mirror when we get ready, when we brush our hair, whether we're, putting moisturizer on our face, whether we are putting makeup on or whatever, and there's a reflection back to us, and inside of our minds, we are saying certain stories like, I have too many wrinkles, or I have, like, or
I'm too
I'm
old
too
to
old to
ride.
ride a
I'm
horse.
too old to ride.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's like so many things we might be saying to ourselves.
Mm.
And then you walk outside to your horse, and you cannot get this with a dog. You cannot get this with a bird. You cannot get this with a cat. The only animal that you can get this really true reflection back about who you really truly are as a horse, because if they think your energy is off, they're
They
not going to
will tell you.
the mirror is like they walk away.
No, they
And
will
when
tell you. They
you,
will make you
yeah,
feel when you are off, you know
yeah.
you are off.
So the most authentic, present, true mirror of who you really are is in that interaction with a horse. And because dogs are just undyingly loyal. Like
Dogs love you anyway.
yeah, they're gonna, if somebody goes and beats their dog, the dog is coming back. Like if you beat the
You're a
horse,
horse nuts.
no, you're like the horse is like, I am done with you. I learned the lesson. See you later. So it's like you you get this opportunity to see who you really are, and that's the mirror. And I just think that is so beautiful, and that's kind of what you were talking about before. And so I just like to share that.
Do you know what is now that you are talking? There is an image and a feeling in my heart. Then is probably, and I have children, but it's probably the the kind of moment where I felt more imbalance in my life is when you arrive to your horse, you put your head down, and your front and their front, we touch each other, like, and
Yeah.
we stay there, and it's such a magical
Yeah.
moment,
Yeah.
and it's really like what they want and what they don't want, how they see it things and how they don't see things. If they really want to do something or they are not happy with it, for example, um, I lived in a beautiful beach,
Hmm.
and the most amazing moments, and I was international DJ. I play for 13,000 people in the world. I did, but
Oh,
one
cool.
of the most emotional moments was I had a horse. Her name is was Carmel, and she used to get crazy with the sea, and we used to swim together. Many times I was on the top of her, so we are swimming together. And if you see a horse swimming on the sea, is as well very scary because if they like fail one of the, it's yeah. But there is so magical, and you are putting me in problems right now because there is a part of me who's waking up and who's less sleeping for the last 20 years, and is like it's time for me to come back to have a horse. But
Yeah.
okay. Okay,
Well,
keep going, keep
I
going.
definitely, yeah, I understand that for sure. Yeah, so like I grew up riding horses, and my first word was horse. Like I just have I was
Your
born
first
in a
word was
year.
horse.
Yeah, I was born in the year of the horse. Like I have been that crazy horse girl since
Oh,
the
so
day
yeah. So
I
okay,
was
so
like,
this year is your year. Okay. Okay.
yeah, yeah. And my birth year was my year. So like, yeah, so like I don't know, I've just always had the crazy, I've always been, I don't know, I hate saying the word crazy, but like I don't know, the crazy horse girl. Like I'm just like the crazy cat lady. Like I love horses. And I I just went to like would go to pony rides and I did the pony lessons and I did all these things and finally convinced my parents to get me my first horse and she was named Buttercup
Buttercup.
and Buttercup, yeah, and she
How
was
old she was? How old she was?
oh, she was probably like 12 or 14,
Oh,
something like
okay.
that.
Typical age then they give to us first. They will
Oh
never
yeah,
give us like a 5 years old or something like
no.
that.
She was the perfect like princess
Well behaved.
buckskin, just like the most beautiful black tail and beautiful thick mane and for I mean she was just like just the best babysitter. Like she just took care of
Yeah, yeah.
me in
How old
every
are
aspect.
you? Oh,
Um, oh yeah, I'm about 12 or so.
it's
Or
exactly, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So it's just like all of these years of lessons, and then finally I get my first horse, and then so I start writing. I get to do all these different things. I show, I compete, I get other horses. And then finally, like I'm making my way all through college. I'm rodeoing. After college, I still rodeoing and barrel racing. And by this time, I had found a horse, and he was 100% my heart horse. Like Tricky was,
Tricky?
yeah, his name was Tricky, and he's just this giant bay and like a dark bay, like almost black bay, like just
Mm.
so, I mean, and he had a star, and like it literally, he's just like, I mean, everybody wanted to buy him from me, and he's just
There is no
like,
price to sell that kind.
no, I got
So,
offered
no.
so much money for this horse so many times, and I was like, he's not for sale, he's not for sale,
It's like selling a kid. Like,
no.
are you insane? Yeah.
No, like my entire life dream is like wrapped up in this horse. And so anyways, we're doing all these great things. I started to professional rodeo on him and like life is just like going so good. And we just had a one day where things went really south really fast and I lost him just within like a very quick tragic thing. And I spent 5 years after he died trying to find my way back into horses, like with different horses. And I even bought one of his daughters, like, but she was injured. And then finally, one day I was like, I just give up. And I completely walked away because, like, nothing could replace him. I was so broken, like, literally, I just like there was no replacing him. And so I ended up moving to San Diego and I learned yoga and like learned all of these other things and like literally,
I'm laughing because I know exactly where you go with that conversation. Yes, you can learn
yeah,
all the other things, but
yeah. So yeah, I was like having like I really needed to do all of these other things and I went back, I got a master's degree in marine biology. I chased the largest whales in the world up and down the Pacific coast of the US, Mexico, and Canada.
Ooh.
Like I just like I've done a lot of kick-ass things since he died and it's just been amazing. And then all of a sudden, I got this job opportunity to move where I live now up in Washington State.
Mhm.
And when we moved here, there was some land available. So I was like, I really want to get horses again. And so that's kind of where this all happened, where I was able to like redo the dream. And I can tell you, getting back into horses has been a little bit of a nightmare.
Oh, why? No, no,
Um,
no, I'm asking why because I'm like seeing my future. Oh,
yeah.
oh,
So
in what sense?
yeah, so I had an idea of what I wanted, right? Like
Okay.
I knew that I couldn't ride the horse level that I could ride when I left before because I literally hadn't rode for
Yeah,
like a long
yeah,
time. So I knew I
yeah.
couldn't get on a young colt, and go barrel race and like
And
train.
just for the fact then we grow up, right? And we start
Yeah,
realizing then certain insane things we did on the horses was
yeah,
like probably not so healthy. So
yeah.
yeah.
Like my body is gonna hurt from this. So yeah, I found a couple horses that I liked down in Texas. So I flew down there and I rode this horse and I decided I was gonna buy him and I spent a lot of time with this lady and she's like, "Oh, he likes you." There was like some red flags there that I probably should have picked up on. He really likes you. I'm like, "Well, does he not like people or something?" But there was a couple other things where I probably shouldn't have bought him. But anyways, I did buy him and I shipped him up here. I was just so excited, right? And so we get here, and within the first 3 weeks, he bucks me off. And then he starts running through our metal panels. He's too dangerous to be in the pen with. And I think what happened is she drugged him when I was there so that he was calm enough for me to ride. But because when I called her and told her this, I was like, you need to buy your horse back. And she didn't. And so she said, no, this is your problem. You
No,
did this. And I
no
was like,
way.
I don't know. I don't think I did. So, like, getting back into horses
Do you
was
think he's
really hard for me.
traumatized or do you think he was always like that?
I think he's always like that. I think that's just
Okay.
part of who he does
Okay.
have a good ending. He has a good ending. There's a good ending to the story.
Okay.
But, um, but for me, I had so much trauma when I left horses, and then to go through all of this stuff, and then to be in a place where I was ready to go again, and I knew what I wanted and needed. And I had been very specific, like, and told her like where I was, what I needed, and she was still like, "This horse is for you. This horse," is really trying to get me to buy the horse when she should have been listening to me. Like, this obviously was not the right one. And then her not buying him back, and then so it just really put me in a really weird mental space. Like, maybe I shouldn't have done this. Like, I did, this is all my fault, whatever. So I went through like this whole entire grief stage after I've already grieved leaving her. You know what I mean? And so I just was like
Incredible.
in this spiral of like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can actually do this anymore. Like, maybe I should. Why did we buy this house with this land? Like, this was such a silly thing, but I have some great horses now. I sent that horse off to a friend and he got sold at a horse sale. A big old cowboy bought him and he was a nightmare for that guy. But one day the horse just like switched. Like he just decided to be like a really nice horse. And now that guy's old father, like 70-year-old father, ropes on
Right,
him.
you? Okay.
Yes. Like the horse, I guess, just one day decided he
How
wasn't going to do
frustrating.
all that.
How frustrating is the noni? Okay.
Like,
But there it is. Like there is no another animal
yeah,
than I know than have contact with humans as like we don't
yeah,
I don't know a lot about whales, right? And I don't know the relationship with whales with humans. But horses, cats and whatever and
yeah.
dogs. But horses are like and then is another thing. It's like you wake up, you go to ride, and you never know if it's a special and you don't understand. And you know, if it's not a buttercup, you never know how it's going to be. Like if
Yeah,
it's in the moods or not on the moods, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
then like sometimes they are scared of things that makes no sense for us.
yeah.
And then out of nowhere, I had a horse. I swear to God, this is true. I don't know why. His name was 11. He was scared of baby chickens.
Yeah, yeah.
So, so this is a big British, like, tall horse. I'm
Mhm.
14
Yeah.
and I am very relaxed playing like on the middle of the forest. and pops up three baby chickens. And that horse gives 180 degrees and it goes
Yeah.
on a velocity that I even did not know he was capable of. And I'm there and it's like, what? And the story finished, then he stopped on like, if he did not stop, we did die. Like it was
Yeah.
like a full, and it was like, what's a baby chicken? What the heck? Right?
Yeah.
And it's that is as well that I have a lot of respect. For example, I live, like I was saying to you, I live on a mountain. I live really on the top of the mountain, and I never did live alone, so I'm living alone for the first time.
Mm.
And as I grow up on a boat, and in the middle of, so the islands where I grew up in the middle of the Atlantic Sea, so in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I learn because as well I had the accident on the boat,
Yeah.
and I have a monster respect for the ocean.
Yeah.
I have a monster respect for forest. I never get in a forest without asking permission.
Yeah.
I never get near to a horse without asking permission.
Yeah.
And I just believe in society we kind of forget that nature is much more powerful than us.
Yes.
And I think horses really can put you in remembering you. Then
Yeah.
you are like, don't play like, do you see my socks? Do you see yours?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But tell me more about what you do and the women that you work with.
Yeah. Uh, um, Tricky,
Uh,
he was terrified of burros, of donkeys. He just like he saw
I
the
had a
biggest.
donkey named Engineer. I had a donkey named
And,
Engineer, Dr. Engineer. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
funny. So one day I was on a trail and
Scared of donkeys.
people, I have my dog with me,
Yeah.
and some people up ahead are coming and they are ponying a donkey. And I'm with my friend, we have the dogs, and they yell up ahead, our horses are afraid of dogs. And I was like, it's okay, my dog will not hurt you, but my horse is afraid of burros.
Donkey.
And
No,
they
then
thought
horse
I
is
was
afraid
being,
of dogs. I know because I lived it, but
well, like
afraid of donkey.
literally the moment I said that, they thought I was being a smartass. Like they thought I was like, just making fun of them, saying my horse is afraid of donkeys. And they're just like you're
Yeah,
being
of
so, you
course.
know, and all of a sudden my horse saw the donkey and was like, what the heck is coming? Oh my gosh, there's a donkey. And so like he blew up. Everybody's horses started blowing it, and they were like, I think your horse is afraid of donkeys. I was like,
I
yeah.
said so. Oh my
I was
God.
not. Oh, it was so funny. I mean, just like,
It's so
yeah, I
interesting
wasn't
because
being.
if you think about how he was his behave and how he was, and then the donkeys for me, it's like if I want to have a laugh attack, I have a laugh attack with the donkeys because
Yeah,
donkeys are the most stubborn and funny. Ponies for me are cool, but they bite a lot, and
yeah.
donkeys make me laugh. So my donkey was in love for my cows. So each
Oh,
time the cows did arrive, he was on the how do you call it when you had the space, then they are close with the
the
like with
stall.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, the
And so he,
pasture.
he he went to the corner and he turned his head, he opened his nose, you know how the horses and he smelled the cows and he started it every single day. So it was the most
Oh,
funny thing ever. But being scared of a donkey, such a horse with such a personality, that is the stories then cowgirls will always it's like a different planet. What
yeah,
goes on between us and horses, and people love horses, and I think there is something very different about people love horses versus people who love dogs. I love
yeah,
dogs as well, but people love horses. We have
yeah.
something different. there's
Yes,
there's something different.
it's
But
so.
so why you do what you do? And let's start by saying what you do.
Yeah. Okay. So, so I help cowgirls with just building out their dream. So a lot of women, and this is kind of what I've learned by working with them, is that they're not broken. Most women are not really lacking confidence or even the strength or calm to actually make their dream work. Like there's just not a plan in place. And so I have been working in project management for 25 years and like written tons of research proposals. I have made plans, stuck to them, got deliverables done. And so like I know what it takes to get from point A to point Z. And so when you're talking with researchers, like scientists, they have an idea in their head of what they want to do, but sometimes they don't know how to put the pen to the paper to actually write it out in an inspiring and compelling way. And so I've taken this into building this out for horsewomen. And so last year, I broke my knee in two places. Getting off a horse that, I mean, it was only like 18 inches from like my foot to the ground, not
I
very
don't know
far.
why knees. I have a problem on knees because of like yeah of horses.
Yeah.
Like I don't know the knees, why the knees, but there is something about knees and horses. Yes.
Yeah. And so, so while I was sitting there, because I couldn't walk on my leg, I asked my husband to roll out my yoga mat over by the horse stalls. And then I just started recording. And I thought, well, I'll record yoga sessions because I'm a yoga teacher. I'll just record this thing called the Broken Leg Diaries for Horsewomen. And so, kind of just launched this idea of like, I can't go back to my corporate job. I really want to work with horsewomen. I don't know what this is going to look like. And so, literally, while I'm sitting there for 6 weeks, not able to do this, this is like the whole thing starting to come together of like, I'm going to leave my job before the end of 2025, which I left the end of September. I left that job and I went full time into this. And now it went in from like doing yoga classes to just health coaching and dream building because a lot of women are coming to me wanting to build a plan so that they can live this horse style, the horse lifestyle that they really want to live. And maybe they are so afraid of losing their horse while trying. So, like, they might have a business idea they want to launch, but they're really scared to even try because they don't want to lose their horse in the process, right? Or someone got hurt and now they're just not sure, like, what is the process of me actually getting back into my horse? Or I'm getting older now. What if that was my last ride? Like, then what does the dream look like? Or I'm retiring and the dream needs to
The
change a
Elizabeth,
little
the
bit.
Queen of England did ride until she was what, 80?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But not all women can ride,
Yes.
uh, keep riding, but they can still have horses and you can still create a dream with the horse that might look a little different. And like your body and your mind, well, maybe not your body, but maybe your mind is still craving riding, but maybe you need to like switch the patterns of how you're talking to yourself in your head so that you can build a dream that's still fulfilling with the horse, whether it's on the ground or, doing in hand or liberty work or that sort of thing. So there's a lot of ways that you can still make it work dependent on your age and where your body fitness level is.
Mm. I I am thinking about what I believe we have the same. So, in the last 4 years of my life, I work as a visibility coach, as a business coach for women majority,
Mhm.
and and now I say I don't coach, I team up with people because coaching is a very tricky thing, not in your case, but in the digital world is a very tricky thing in my opinion, because I can tell you what you should do, but the fact that it works for me will not necessarily work for you. So I prefer
Yeah.
to team up with you and we together do to co-create and make it happen.
Yeah.
So I now share stories and I own magazines and I create websites for people and I create these narratives and tell the stories and really find the unique selling point, what is not difficult with you, with the unique selling point about what is different about you and what and majority of women that I worked and I believe probably is more or less your demographic who is between 40 plus, who felt unworthy, who felt broken, empty nests, who I am right now. And I have a question for you. Majority of your women always did right, or they can arrive to you and start riding or learning about horses?
Yeah, I would say a majority of people, a majority of women are riding. A majority of women have horses that can be or used to be rideable. And so I
I
think
used to be rideable.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because like as people age, like, so I would say like my demographic of people is somewhere between 35 and 75. I mean, literally, like there's a
Mm.
lot of different age groups in this. And so everything from perimenopause, having babies,
Mm.
being scared all the way to like I'm 80 and
Oh,
yeah,
one
like
of the last times then I was riding, I realized I was pregnant and I was and so I was riding often that months. And then I realized I was pregnant of 3 months because I did not know. And like was a drama on my family because I was insane because I was riding. But I know people ride when they're so that it's a very, there is so many things about all of this process. So your people are used the horses have been on their life. It's not so much someone who always did want to dream to have a horse and always live on a city and arrive to the
yeah.
40s and like it's my time to learn how to ride a horse or had that
Yeah,
experience.
there are some women who start riding later in life. Like I got a horse when I was in my 30s or 40s, and now here I am. Or I got to interview with a lady um, who she was um, in her 60s, and she is going on all of these trips around the world, and all of them are based on horse riding. So she's gone to Patagonia and ridden across the cliffs on horses and gone to all these different countries. And she does these like horseback riding. And while she's at home, she's just riding these lesson horses at a local barn, like getting herself in shape. And so that's like, one of the things is like she loves to travel to places and go ride the horses. So like she's not owning any horses and she's in her 60s and she never rode before now. Like she's never
So
grown up
interesting
riding.
because I always felt like a part of me, and I think I never grew up on that part. I always look to that kind of experience, like you go with other people who are not at the same level of riding horses, and normally that horses are very, and I felt like, this is so boring. I want to have my horse only for me, and I want not for me, but let's go and play it. And but I think each time. I pops up the opportunity to have a trip where you can. I felt like I want to ride, but this is not going to be at the level that I want to do. But it's very interesting because at the same time, it's you never lose it. And I'm telling you this because I spent, I'll tell, 15 years without riding. And one day I was really depressed. I just had the baby. And I don't know how it did happen, but my older son said, you should go and ride a horse. And I rent a horse and I was riding, and in 2 seconds, I was riding the horse as I always, obviously, with some fear and some things, but there is inside of you. I want to ask you something. When I was 14, I read a book. I don't know if you know. The name is The Alchemist. and it's a book from Paulo Coelho.
Yeah.
There is a
Yeah. My
part on.
favorite book.
Okay, it's my favorite book as well. I have a tattoo on my of 300. Then I have a tattoo on my body. Say maktub. I don't know if you
Yeah.
remember what
Yes.
means.
Yes.
It was written, and there is a part on that book. Do you remember? I don't know exactly what part it is. Then he's riding a horse, and
Yes.
he's talking about how him and the horse are the same. Like I read that. I read that the night before, and the
Yeah.
next day I had lessons. So I was in the yeah, I went to school. I don't know what is with like instructors. Like everyone scream. Like it's like I don't know one instructor that would teach you horse riding that don't scream. But
Yeah.
okay, and I was so used to listen left, right, and that, and I don't know it's because we are far away, but they always scream. And on that day, he was very quiet, and I was in heaven. And when I went out, so I thought I was taking the horse, walking. He told me, I don't know what the heck did happen to you, but I never saw you riding so well like today.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
know was because I read that chapter.
Yeah. Yeah. That book is so powerful.
That
I
book is
I listen to it like once or twice every year. Like it is literally
I
my
don't read
favorite
it
book.
for a lot of the I like I
Yeah.
will say, and that
Love it.
has nothing with horses, but there is a part of the book that it means a lot to me. Then is when he's I believe he's in Morocco's and he's working on the crystal shop,
Hmm.
and the dream of the owner of the shop was to go to Mecca, and he
Yes.
starts selling and cleaning up the crystals, and he starts selling a lot, and then the owner of the shop tells him then he's fired, and he cannot understand why, and the owner of the shop tells him, if you keep selling like this, I will have enough money to go to Mecca, and then what I will do of
I
my
have to pick
life
it up.
if I
Yeah.
don't have any dream. That
Yeah.
that book is a piece of art. If no
Oh,
one did read that, I deeply
yeah.
advise. And there is another book then he wrote. I'm not necessarily I read many things from him, but then he did a small book. Then the name is Maktub, and he have like short stories that are very very powerful. But okay, the alchemist and that part of the horse, I don't remember in what part of the story it is, but I remember to read that and leave that the next day.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that story is like 100% my entire story. Like I am
you
the
did think
sheep.
was a
I am
treasure
the
under the pyramids and you were sleeping up on the top of the treasure?
I was, yeah, I mean, I was the sheep herder. You know,
Yeah.
I'm living at home with my sheep, and I go on this big, huge adventure, and my treasure is back where the sheep are, like that. And like the
We are
sheep
we
are
are we are we are we
horses.
are plot sorry if you guys did not read the book. Sorry, we are
Yeah,
destroying
I
the
mean, like
story.
literally, like horses are my sheep. You know what I mean? Like the sheep are horses to me. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I love yeah.
It's a beautiful book,
It's
and it's
so,
very
it's,
interesting. Then you read it as well, because not
yeah,
necessarily everyone did read, and it's a very powerful book, and it teach you a
yeah.
lot of little lessons of
Oh,
life.
it's so good.
Yeah,
Yeah. So good. It's
and
my favorite book.
The Alchemist. Okay, so if someone wants to work with you, I know you have 300. I was looking to your website because I was going to offer you what we do in our company is like we create versions of websites, and then we not in we upgrade, but we create our own version and we offer to our clients, and if they like it, they will have them. So it's a great way to give opportunities without charging, and you just buy what you like. I went to check your website, and it was like, wow, this has a lot going on here. You have so many things that you do with people. Like, break it down. Like, if I'm listening to this, I like horses. Like if I was next to you, it was more easy. I'm slightly far away. Um, how could what you had for me?
Yeah, I have a 90-day coaching program. It's one-on-one, so I work directly one-on-one with you. We build out your entire dream strategy. It's 9
And
sessions.
at this,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait, what
Like
is it?
by Zoom, or it needs to be 90 days, then I need to be next to you. How it works? It's
Oh
like,
yeah, I'll get to that.
oh, okay.
I just haven't got there yet. Um,
Sorry.
okay, so it's a 90-day one-on-one coaching program where I work directly with you on your program, like on specific. So like this isn't built out where you're in a group of 50 women and you're never heard from and you do some online curriculum and then you don't get seen. So this is like an actual plan for you specifically. And it's 9 calls that we do over Zoom
Hmm.
over that 90 days. So it's 60-minute coaching calls. You're going to have a little bit of homework between each of the calls. And then you have a week in between each 3-week period to like really integrate. And so that's kind of how the program is set up. And we get you from point A to point B, and you have a very strategic plan in order to get there.
Okay. And you have other things.
I have a low ticket offer. I guess I shouldn't call it low ticket offer.
Logical road, not, yeah,
Yeah.
a
Okay.
big value with
Yeah.
a small investment. Yeah.
Yeah, I have. Okay, so I also offer a 3-day reset, which is like a retreat at home. It's a like a do-it-yourself kind of kit with yoga, Ayurveda, and meditation for cowgirls. It's called Cowgirl Calm. So it's three days, and each one of the sessions is about 10 minutes, and you can just integrate it into your day. There's a really beautiful journal that goes with it. There's also a couple of bonuses like making their Ayurvedic cookies for your horse that you can also eat. So some fun things like that. And then there's also teas that go along with it to like help with your digestion, to really make you feel cozy. So yeah, so it's just a really beautiful combination of yoga, Ayurveda, and meditation in that 3-day program.
Mm. Okay. If you had the opportunity to have a big audience to share across the globe, um, what you do in your story and how, point one, let me say congratulations because I work with 2000 people who had 2000 when I was a business coach, when I did visibility as an agency, and you are the first one doing what you do. So only for that, congratulations.
Thank you.
Because that tells a lot about you. That tells them you don't necessarily fit on the boxes that other people want us to fit. And I really appreciate that in a person because I'm exactly the same insane. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
And how, like, the feeling that I have with you right now is you can help women unleash a second level of existence then is very connected with a kind of freedom, a kind of like it's a freedom then you feel and then you give to yourself. Is that I was going to say selfish freedom, but it's not fair. It's like it's really because you are giving that to you. When you ride a horse, is one of the few moments then a woman is doing that for her. She's not taking care. Of course, you can ride with family, but she is her and her horse
Yeah.
and nature, right?
Yeah.
And rain sometimes, and storms, and whatever.
Yeah.
So, if you had the opportunity to share this across the globe, what was like the main message that you did want to give? I know it is like a confusing question, probably, then I'll drop on you, but
Yeah, I think, well, let me just take a second. I guess if I were to want to share something globally about horsewomen, I would say that, horsewomen are some of the hardest working women. Like, you can't tell a horsewoman no. Like, literally, she's going to do it anyway.
Anyway, I
So,
it's
hold on. Let me just finish this. It's going to take me a minute. I'm a really slow talker and I'm not done.
please,
Let me
please,
just
please,
finish
I'm sorry.
this before I just talk really slow because this is a big question to me. And
It's a
so
big
like,
question. I'm sorry.
yeah. So the one thing that uh okay, so oh man, what was I saying?
You were saying then horsewomen are the hardest workers.
Yeah, okay. So horsewomen are really hard working. I wish I could say this better. Okay. Yeah, horsewomen are very God, why am I gonna screw this up? Because I can't
No,
say
you
this.
are not going to screw that.
Okay. Um, all right. So the thing is that with horsewomen, they're very hard workers. They're super determined and they're not going to take no for an answer. And they're going to keep on doing it. But the thing is that, and the only thing is that what's holding them back is mindset. And so one of the things you do every day is you are listening to the voices inside of your head. And so, whatever is being said over and over and over, you can imagine a record player and it's saying the same things. And these might have been things that you've been hearing since you were 8 years old. 12 years old, 25 years old, 30, 40, whatever it is, these things got programmed onto this record and you are on repeat and maybe not even aware of that. And so the only thing that's holding you back from doing the things that you want to do is this record. And that record is your subconscious. And so the most powerful voice in the entire world is your own voice. And when you start reprogramming what's on that record, you can achieve anything. You can have anything. You can build the most beautiful life with everything that you want to have when you reprogram what's on that record, because that is the only thing. Because you already know if you're a horsewoman, you're not going to say when someone tells you you can't do it, you're going to do it anyways. And so don't let yourself stop yourself. That's it. That's what I would say.
I'm so sorry because I just had a monster haha moment because it was, I'm sorry,
It's
but
okay.
was pure happiness and emotion.
Yeah.
There is a determination. There is like, that is me, and that is all women that I know then right.
Yeah.
We don't see problems, we see how we are going to go around. And you learn that when you are riding a horse because you are not 100% in control. So you need to think fast and if we tell we are going to do it and we are going to do it, and the best and the worst thing someone can do to us is saying, you cannot. Like, don't do that because
Yeah.
you activate a part of us that can be danger.
Oh
And
yeah.
um,
Yeah.
and I just for one second, like a part of my heart was thinking about all the horsewomen who are out there who never had the opportunity to be a horsewoman.
Yeah. 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 And we're told like, no, horses aren't in your future. Like you have to go do something else. You have to find a different hobby. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully they find their way back, or hopefully they find their way to horses.
it's um, it's a. I always did know. I always, since I was little,
Yeah.
and I did not have horses, and I lived in Ireland where, oh, in the island where I lived there. So this is ex-colony of Portugal. They did not have horses anymore. So I wait some years. That is the reason I just started riding at 11 was when they brought some horses in. And
Yes.
I remember then one day I was in Portugal and my someone was married, it was a wedding of someone. And my father had a friend. Oh, my father come from a did come he died. Did came from a military school where he used to ride horses. So I grew up with him talking about riding horses.
Yeah.
And I from all moments then my father did kind of fail me. There was a day then his friend was waiting for us with his horse, and my father stayed on the party long time. And when we arrived, I could not ride yet anymore. And it was my first time that I was going to ride. And until now, I'm 45. Until now, I still remember how traumatized I was because I always did know that my place was on the back of a horse or
Yeah.
with horses.
Yeah.
So um, I'm amazed with what you do. I'm amazed with this conversation. I'm very sorry that I stopped you on the moment more beautiful than, but what you said was so powerful because in a moment to the other, every little thing click in my mind. Like
Yeah.
I lose my mom when I'm 10,
Yeah.
and for 10 until 14, no one did really raise me except my horses.
Yeah.
And they raised me to be the woman that I am today. And maybe that was the moment then I realized that, and that is the reason I
Yeah.
totally shout, um,
Yeah.
because I am. Everyone asks me, how you always make it happen? It's like, I don't know, but I think I just figured out today. I learn because I learn with the horses, and on the horses were like the teachers start seeing me like, and they start giving me the most difficult ones or complicated ones to
Yeah.
because I was always ready to ride, and I just listened to you. I just realized the fire that I have in me, the capacity of going for when all is lost, the capacity of no, we are not giving up. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Comes from being raised by horses. And it was a very sorry, it sounds ridiculous, but was a very
Oh,
powerful moment for me. So
oh my God.
I'm very, very grateful because you totally remember me. Then after my mom died, I was raised by horses.
Yeah. That's incredible. That's
Yeah.
such a good, amazing moment. And I'm so glad that you just had that aha moment and that really connected with you. And you get an opportunity to take that with you now for the rest of your days, you know?
No, and really think about because this is the first time I'm living alone and I'm trying to realize that I was a mom with 19. I'm trying to realize what I want. And talking with you is like, wait a second, there is a detail that you don't touch for quite some time.
Yeah.
So, okay, what is next for you?
Um, well, I'm just going to keep building out my business. I'm going to keep working with horsewomen. I'm going to keep going on podcasts and, talking and having these amazing conversations like I had with you today. I just love it. This has been so much fun. And just get to meet more horsewomen and get to be able to share these really intimate
You
stories.
had no idea. Then I was one, so it's very
No,
interesting, and
no,
it's it's so beautiful because you brought for me a part of my life. Then I kind of, because of the trauma, I kind of did hide. I have
yeah,
that tendency to protect myself of things that I love because I don't want to go through that pain anymore. And I
yeah,
lost a lot of things in my life, like losing. I'm used to lose. I win a lot, but I'm used to lose.
yeah.
Um, I have a last question for you. We will have all your links and all the things. Then
Okay.
is
Yeah.
there is something in special that you want to talk about it, project, something then you want people to check out?
Yeah, one of the fun things that I do have on my website, and there'll probably be a link in the show notes, is a quiz. So if you're curious, like
So
what does your horse already know about you? So like we kind of talked about the mirror, but like what does your horse already know about you? You can take this quiz, and I put together a really fun set of avatars. And women have really enjoyed going into the quiz and like learning what their horse already knows about them. So gotten a lot of great feedback. People love the quiz. So I'm going to throw that out there for something fun for people to do to connect with me if you're wanting to connect and you also want to do something fun. So,
okay. Um, my last question to you, at least on record, and then we'll have few in off on off. Um, a message to your younger self.
a message to my younger self. Yeah, I always knew I wanted to work in the equine industry. Like I always knew, like, but I never really knew where my place was. And I spent a lot of years just, like, do I breed horses? Do I train horses? Do I do all of these things? And I had a lot of dreams about what I thought that might be. And then when I walked away, I just kind of walked away from all of that. And so, like, looking back to younger me, I just would tell her, you get to live like every single dream that you wanted, like walking out your door and seeing your horses every day, like you get that. Like when you're older, you get that. You make that happen and you marry a man who loves horses. Like he has never had horses and he loves them and he wants to help with them and he does. And like he's a good horse dad and like we get to do this together and it's just like you get to have all of that. And so now, yeah, I get to like all the dreams I had when I was a little girl, like have come true. And so it's really a cool place. It's like what happens to the alchemist when he gets everything he ever wants. And so, like, that's my story now. And I just want to tell the little girl, like, that's your story now. Like, you get to, like, you did it. And so now you get to dream more. And so, like, yeah,
And
besides.
now you can share that dream with other women and
Mhm.
shortcut their access to the same reality, right?
Yeah, yeah, I already had to
Yes.
do it, so I can do it. I know how to do it.
I'm going to say bye to you properly in 1 second. Thank you so
Okay.
much for being here with me. Sorry for the 300 times that I hijack your podcasts, but you really like wake up the little girl inside of me, and and there is no definition of feeling free. And I ride motorcycles as well, but you cannot compare one thing with the other. Like,
No, not the
forget
same.
it. Like, forget it. And thank you so much to you watching this. I'm probably many times the most weird interviewer in the world, but in this era of AI, where I use a lot, I think being raw, honest, and true and crazy, it's okay. So it is a pleasure. Like you see, oh, what I did want to say is like legendary. You feel legendary when you are on top of the horse many times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you so much for being here with us. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.